Welcome everyone to the first official Terps recap of the 2025-2026 season. So November 3rd, which meant college basketball rather officially tipped off earlier this evening, was at the Xfinity Center in College Park to watch the Maryland women's team open their season with an 80-26 win over the Loyola Greyhounds. A little bit of background information in this one, courtesy of the Terps PR department. This was the 17th season opening win in a row for the Maryland Terrapins. As far as that point total, Maryland allowed only 26 points, the program's fewest under Brenda Freeze, and the program's third fewest allowed ever. The total is the Terps' lowest allowed since a 60-22 win over Morgan State in 1974. Again, this is the program's fewest points surrendered in an opener in a game period under Brenda Freeze, and the third fewest ever. As you can guess, defense is definitely going to be a theme of this discussion. This one more thing with the defense, they held, of those 26 points, 15 came in the first half. So let that settle in. That's just how smothering the Maryland defense was in this one, where 15 of the 26 came in the first half, and that was the program's lowest mark in the season opener since 2000. But with that done, let's get to it. Loyola was led by Hicks at 8 points, Therian 5 points, 7 rebounds, Avery Simmons 5 points and a steal, and then Watkins with 5 points. For Maryland, Aluchi Conaway, 18 points, 3 assists. She continued her strong play from preseason. Sarah Poffenberger, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. Maria Boyko, one of the many freshmen on this team, 8 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. Ava McKinney might be the only true sophomore on the team with 7 points and a steal. Have to get her name because I know I'm about to mess this up, and I don't wish to do that. Let's get this. Leah Bartelme. She finished with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. Kendall Walker. Where are we? All right, Kendall Walker also with a solid outing, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. And Izzy Ozzy Mamodu, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and the block. Again, the theme of this one is just all about Maryland's defense. I was very, very intrigued by the roster that they put together coming into the season. Obviously, got a chance to speak to several players on media day, but that was a while ago. They got through preseason, obviously, but it officially began tonight, and just was not disappointed in the least bit. Their depth. There was so many different lineup combos we got to see, especially in the first half alone, which is normal. We've seen, over time, Brenda taking with lineups. This time of the year is for to see how many different groupings you can have with a roster like this. The answer is many. Honestly, there's a lot of good balance. You saw that with the combinations that they had. Some of the lineups, although when this one first came out, obviously is nothing, no like huge indictment anywhere, but there was a couple lineups where they struggled to generate offense at times, but the defense wasn't an issue regardless of what 5 were on the floor. The point guards, all the point guards got a chance to run the show at different times in this one. And their bench. The bench outscored Loyola 35-11. Defense, in my notes, one of the things I wrote was, is that going to be kind of their sword or spear this year? Is that what they're going to lead with? Again, only one outing. They got 2 more outings this week. Just the first game of the year that counts. Non-conference schedule. That said, that end of the floor, that's something you can't control. Offense comes and goes, but their activity, this year activity, I ran out of most of my notes and I ended up keeping for the duration of the game. Most all came within like that first quarter. And then credit to Maryland, they just kind of maintained it, honestly. The ball pressure. They really were taking away folks' space. There were times where miscommunications. Obviously, it's game one, but even the effort and activity to go, even at times when they ended up scrambling when maybe they didn't need to be, the effort was there was effort and intention on that end of the floor, and definitely appreciated something that definitely came across. They scored 11 points off turnovers in that opening quarter. They ended the game with 35 points scored off of turnovers. They gave up just 4 points in that second quarter. The physicality of the guards, I think that whole group of point guards is young. You got true freshmen, retro freshmen, all the players with different levels of experience. Before getting to Maryland, whether it be high schoolers, playing overseas and leagues or whatnot. But I appreciate the physicality with all their guards. I think that went a long way too. We'll continue to monitor that as they go on through their non-conference schedule and as the opponents change too. They gave up just 3 fast break points all game. Again, that effort. Just those are the little things where I don't care who you're playing. It's a choice to get back in transition when you turn the ball over, which is something that did happen tonight. It's a choice to close out on shooters. It's a choice. Those are all decisions you make because you want to do that. So that's what good and great defensive teams do. Going back to just how the roster was constructed, you can see the benefits of the added size. Loyola, honestly, early on had to live off the three-point line because they couldn't get anything going inside. They shot 33% from the floor, with about a minute left in the first half, which, again, very impressive. 3 of their 6 made field goals at that time were all from beyond the arc, so they were 6 of 22 from the floor. They would finish shooting just 20% from the floor and 21 from deep on the night. Lucci Akanawa, a complete two-way problem. Explosive as hell off the bounce. And we saw during preseason that she could fill it up. And that just kind of further cemented in this one. She's comfortable scoring all 3 levels. I think she started things off getting the ball 3-point line, one dribble, got the ball at the 3-point line, took a dribble inside, knocked down the midi. A little bit later, we saw her just how she's able to attack off the bounce, getting skinny, getting through gaps, things of that nature, whether it was getting a bucket for herself or creating for others. And then she shot the ball well. She continued to shoot the ball well. She did that in preseason play, and she did that again tonight. As for the freshmen, is trying to keep this going for the whole season, just like a little freshman watch during these recaps. Addie Mack, all the guards are different, right? She just has this little bop with her handle that I'm interested in seeing how that goes. But she's comfortable. Barthelemy seems like a really poised veteran guard, even though that's not the case, obviously, because she's a freshman. But she got the start tonight. Then we saw Matt kind of get the reins at times. We saw a lot of double point guard lineups, as was mentioned on Media Day by Coach Freeze, and then some of the point guards as well. I had an opportunity to speak with them. And I appreciated that all 3 of the point guards were just irritants defensively, all in their own different way. They go about it differently, but they were up in folks' space. And that goes a long way. If that's kind of like the through line for your folks that are going to be, the point of attack defenders, your ones, that's the energy or the way they're going about their business. Again, got 2 more games this week. I want to see if that's something that continues. Maria Boyko, she had, what was it? I want to say it was 8 points, but it wasn't even the points for me so much as watching her footwork. It's like old school big footwork where you can just truly appreciate it. There was one play where I think she got fouled, but she went into this series of moves and it was just easy. Can't wait to see what that looks like as we go forward. But again, that's just something that piqued my interest, and I'm going to keep an eye on that for the rest of this week. Then Kendall Walker. She was one of the guards, I had the opportunity to speak with her, and she talked about how that group does a good job rebounding. And we saw that on display tonight. They all, even if they didn't come down with the ball, they were all in there going to crash with the big. So I thought that was cool. And again, it was just one game. These are things, and we can check back like Monday. By Monday, they would have had their game on Thursday, had their game on Sunday. And if some of these things continue, then we'll see if that becomes staples for this year's group. But again, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll get at you Thursday. I believe, hold on, I want to double check. I want to say they take on UMBC in their next non-conference game. And then I think it's Georgetown on Sunday. So we'll see you Thursday evening.